Good afternoon. It's time for another NFL Bucky's Mail Day. This show's Mike Steen, of course, Star Show. As always, it's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. Well, fortunately, we don't have any celebrity deaths, so that's a good thing. I think we're like 3 weeks in a row we had somebody. As far as I know, nobody, I don't want to say important, but in the celebrity world passed away, so that's a good thing. So we'll skip that. We do want to recognize Lions had their second preseason game after the Hall of Fame game. They won 17-10. The game was suspended in the fourth quarter after a very unfortunate head trauma injury to Maurice Norris, safety cornerback. He got hit in the top of the head, I believe it was, and was unconscious for a while and convulsed on the field. And unfortunately, the Lions have had a history of that, of concussions like that and serious injuries, paralyzation. A player died on the field. That was a long time ago. But they've had more than their fair share of players getting injured like that. Fortunately, after tons of prayers and well wishes and everything else, he's back at the training facility. He says he's fine. The doctors have okayed him, and they've confirmed with that, and the head coach also expressed that. Is he going to be back on the field? I guess. I'm sure he'll take a week or two off, maybe in the rest of the preseason. There's no reason to rush him back out. But that's the best we can hope for, and he's very fortunate. I saw I didn't see it. The game live was not on. I saw some replays. It was very hard because it was at the tail end of the replay, and it was very hard to actually see it. And it was weird because I was listening to the game on like a podcast, and I think it was through ESPN if I remember right, and nothing was happening. I thought, what the heck is going on? There was no advancement of the plays, and everything was just going along fine. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I thought maybe somebody got injured, and sure enough, then they ran. I guess they ran the clock off a little bit, and they just canceled the entire game, which is fine, the right thing to do, I believe, and not because the Lions were ahead. But they did end up winning 17-10. They were playing, I think, pretty well for the most part. There's a couple players I want to, focus on. Some good, some bad. But first, Bucky, what in the world do you have in front of you? Well, lens cleaners and cloths, and you won't find this on YouTube. I'll tell you, well, you will, because it's where it's being broadcasted. You won't find it anywhere else. I thought, what in the world can I come up with today? Well, I finished the NFC in my magazine. I taped the replay game of the Lions. We watched the entire Vikings game, and I'll get to that in a minute. I saw the highlights and some of the game of the Packers and then some of the Bears. So I saw all four NFC North teams. And I think the Lions, like I said, they only had three quarters and a little bit more, but I think they would have won regardless. I mean, that's easy to say, but one player in the very positive was Isaac Tesla. He caught his first touchdown, and it was not an easy touchdown. He was covered pretty well actually, and he's a bigger guy, so that helps. And so congratulations to him. There's rumors of trading Phillips. I don't think they will, but he's clearly the future number 3 wide receiver. So good for him. And a lot of people, including myself, were kind of like, why in the hell are you drafting a wide receiver third? They still need a defensive end. And a lot of players, a lot of people, teams were going after him apparently, and the Lions got him, and I'm very happy for that now, and because he's going to be a very good, maybe great player, I think 6'4", 215, something like that. So I'm very happy with him right now, and excited to have him on my team. So it's probably the most important offensive player positive to come out of this game. The negative player and both these factors, see, I can see clearly now, which is why I got the lens cleaners, because I wear glasses, obviously. And I thought, that'll be a good prop for Bucky. So I got some, the cloths and the cleaner. That's perfect. So that's why I got Bucky draped in some cleaning cloths. And I thought that's clever. The negative person was Hendon Hooker. Now, he started the game. One play, the offensive lineman just totally whiffed on somebody, and he sacked, and he got fumbled, and it was fairly early in the game. And I believe the Falcons got a touchdown off of that. And then he fumbled again later on, and they pulled him in the middle of the second quarter. You don't want that in a big, very important game to try and win the second, string quarterback battle. And they pulled him, and Allen finished the game. He got a touchdown himself. I'm not sure who it was to, but he was playing pretty well. So most likely he'll be the number 2. I don't think Hendon Hooker is going to last. They might trade him for nothing. They get a 3rd-round pick on him, but he's already 25, so he's probably like 27, and he's just not developing. And he's holding on to the ball too long, and he reads his progressions, and it's just not working out. So I don't think he'll last. I don't think the Lions will keep him on their roster. There's other quarterbacks out there now. They haven't even made any cuts yet. So there's going to be players out there. The Browns have like 10 quarterbacks. So they'll probably end up giving at least 1 or 2 guys off. And other teams too. So I'm not too worried about that. A lot of the starters did not play, which is very common obviously in preseason games for both teams. But yeah, so good, there was bad, and there was ugly. Of course, there's always that. But so the Lions won, and Maurice, they call him Mo Norris, was not seriously injured. I know he'll be at least a week, maybe 2 weeks. I don't know what their protocol is. I'm sure he'll be under observation. It's, very scary. I thought, man, how many guys like Mike Utley, and there's other players that have been paralyzed, neck injuries, things like that. And so thankfully it sounds like he's going to be okay, and so we'll leave it at that. What else have I got, Bucky? Ennis Rexstraw, they've placed like 4 or 5, maybe even more on IR, with Rexstraw being the bigger name. He had a chest contusion, then a shoulder injury. He's only a second-year player, and he's got the injury bug. And I don't know if he can come back. I think if you do it in preseason, you can come back. That's after X amount of weeks. But he can't stay on the field. And Bucky, we've said a million times, the best ability is availability. And he's very talented, but unfortunately, they can't stay healthy. Now, one player I want to focus on is a safety / corner, is Rock Ya-Sin. I wanted this guy when he first came out, and so I'm very happy that he's on the team. I think he's mostly a safety, but a lot of safeties and corners and Lions play both, both positions, so that's fine. But he's, bringing the wood and laying it out to people, and so he's a very good selection, not a selection, but a free agent signing. So that part's good. Um, they've signed, I think, 3 or 4 UFL former UFL players, and they cut some running backs, things like that. Um, so this is, just keep the backups and so you have to obviously start the starters, to see who's coming up good. That's a terrible sentence. Who's improving, and just see what's going on as far as the players, and maybe you might find a diamond in the rough. But there's a joint practices coming up. If I remember right, I want to say they play the Dolphins next. I should have wrote that down, Bucky. I did not. I forgot to do that. Last week's video did 9 views, which was one more than last week, Bucky. So that's good. I want to thank Johnny Nash, who sang the original song, I guess. I can see clearly now. And I thought, I couldn't remember who sang that. I thought it was somebody else, but it turned out to be him. So, although, Bright Sunshiny Day is how I found it, but I guess it can go either way. It's a great song. It's old school, Bucky. But that's all the notes I have, really. The Reds, they're hanging in there, guys. The Reds are 62-57. They're in third place. They're 12 games out because the Brewers enter the Cubs. Most of the Brewers just don't lose that often. So it's wild card. They're not going to, unless either somebody totally collapses and the Reds just go on a tear. But they'll have to get a wild card somewhere. Of course, they're never on. When they were on, the game got rained out. Of course it did. But they're hanging in there. They're doing better than I thought. So it's looking up for the Reds maybe next year. Not really any hockey news. It's August, not hockey season, but it's coming up. Pretty soon it'll start. I think, I'm not even sure when training camp starts. Probably in a few weeks, I would imagine. Maybe 3-4 weeks, something like that. But it's not hockey season. It's what I know. The Badgers play, I think, 3 weeks. Might be their first game, something like that. Sounds about right. So it's getting to be football season. Like I said, I just finished the NFC in my magazine. I could do, well, let me see which side. Well, we went, it's getting, no, we're fine. So when I finish the entire magazine, I'll do AFC and NFC reviews and predictions. I think in the NFC, it's, to me, I know 2 teams for sure. The NFC North will again be very competitive. It's a maybe 2.5 team race, in my opinion, but I'm not going to, the Lions are one of them, Bucky. But we'll save that for, the entire thing. So I should finish the magazine entirely. I don't know if I'll finish it by next Bucky's Mail Day, but within 2 weeks. I'll do it obviously before the season starts. And so that'll be exciting. I think that's about it, Bucky. Yeah, we're running late. The weather's been terrible. It's been raining for I don't know how many days now, and the plants are getting soaked, and it's not good out there. We had some storms, and there's branches still all over the place. Took Murphy for a walk today, and still tons of more branches. I talked to the guy. It's the third day he's like chainsaw and picked up branches. So it's just messy as hell out there, Bucky. But next door neighbors got their garage smashed in, and somebody came out today to take pictures of it. And so I think they're going to be they rented, so, but still, it's going to be a mess. And so it's enough, with the tree branches coming down, but it's nature. What can you do? All right, Bucky. So for Mike Scene, of course, the Star Show, as always, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. And we'll tell you how the Lions did their next preseason game. Hopefully no injuries. If they sign anybody or trade anybody, or we'll see what happens. But we'll keep you informed. All right, bye now. Take care.